Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. I am covering the border migrant crisis. This is Canada right here, folks. I am literally on the border of the United States and Canada. This is Line Road in northern Vermont. This is the Swanton sector when it comes to the border crisis. And that's Canada right there. Montreal is about 50 miles to the north. What separates the United States and Canada? Nothing here. Nothing. No border wall, no fencing, nothing. I'm shocked to the core that this exists. I've never seen anything like it. I'm going to spin the camera around, folks. And right up there, there's a Border Patrol truck that is just sitting up there at this farmhouse here. And this is a hot spot. This is a hot spot, folks, where people cross into the United States illegally from Canada. People will fly to Montreal, from Mexico to Montreal, or other countries to Montreal, and then work their way down here. By this farmhouse that you see in the distance, they'll get dropped off over there, and then they'll try to make their way into the United States. Sometimes they surrender to Border Patrol. Other times they run off into the woods and trees here. Swanton sector of northern Vermont. This is just east of Rouser's Point, New York. New York is a few miles that way. And I'm shocked that there's no border wall here in this area. So, you know, you can just walk back and forth. You might get caught, you might not. There has been a major uptick in border crossings in the Swanton sector of the northern border. This consists of New York and Vermont. There's also illegal crossings going on in New Hampshire and Maine, which I plan to check out. But let me also show you something up here, folks, as we are straddling the border along Line Road. Occasionally what you'll see to identify the border is these concrete border markers. And here is one right up here. You'll get this concrete marking, and it will say US, Canada right here. So you'll get this, and you can see it says US. I believe it says treaty on it. Yeah, treaty 18. Look at that, 18. It says 1842. And there it says Canada on the other side. I do not want to cross over, but you see it's identifying the border. Identifying the border. They say 2,500 people have crossed into this area in the last year, a major uptick than years before. You know, as the border gets secure, particularly in Texas at the southern border, now people are improvising and finding new ways to sneak in the United States. They are coming through here. If they get caught, some want to get caught, some don't. And the ones that don't want to get caught, if they do get caught, the ones that get caught by Border Patrol, they end up going to St. Albans, Vermont, to get processed. And then, just like what happens on the southern border, some most likely end up staying. Maybe some get sent back. The ones that cross here, if they get sent back, do they get sent back to the country wherever they have their identifications from, or do they get sent back to Canada? That's an interesting question too. I personally seen documentations on the side of the road right across the border in this area and New York. So they're coming through. Haven't seen anyone yet. I actually have, I'm gonna show you what I have here, binoculars. So I've been looking in the fields to see. There's a farmer. Now there's a port of entry right over here. Let me zoom this in, because this is one of many little tiny ports of entry. They're only open a few hours a day, and this one might not even be open right now. But a farmer that lives on the other side has told me that there's railroad tracks on this on the east side of this port of entry, and sometimes the migrants or the illegal the people that are crossing over illegally will use the railroads to sneak in. Here they just cross right in the field. Sometimes they go through the woods undetected. Sometimes they're wearing dark black clothing. Other times they have their luggage, and they want to be caught because they know the policies in play right now allow them to stay or go through a process, and most likely stay until that process is complete, which means years. It's beautiful out here. It's crisp. Temperature right now in April is 50 degrees. Out and about. This is Canada. Line Road. So just Google on the map, Line Road, Swanton, Vermont, and you will see that this road straddles the border, and this is Canada. It's so wild to be out here, and I am documenting what the border looks like in this area. A nice farm. A lot of farms out here, a lot of cows, cattle in this Vermont area. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. JLR at the border. I'll be going to other locations along the border, just showing you different areas of what it looks like. Also, at the end of this road, and I'm going to post the other video, there's a house on the water that literally the house is halfway in Canada and the house is halfway in the United States of America. I'll show that soon too. So stay tuned for that. At the border, JLR investigates. Let me know what you think. We will talk soon. Stay tuned.